As promised, I was going to be doing the same flyer using Photoshop, and if you watched my last video, I did the same flyer using Photopea and Pixel app. So now I'm going to be using Photoshop to do this particular flyer. So let's head straight into the video. You all know I'm Joshua Graphics, and if you are new to my channel, do well by hitting that subscribe button because I'm going to be posting more tutorials. So let us start with this design now. So what we're going to do now is to create a new document like the same size used in this design, which is 1080 by 1350, and make sure it's in pixels and is in portrait. Then click on create. So now we have our blank document, just like the size here. It's the same thing here. So we're going to be bringing in our background, which is this one. This background was seen in Pinterest. It's like already made background that was uploaded on Pinterest. So I just took it to edit some stuffs in it. So we're just going to increase it a little bit. So now we have our background. So now we're going to be putting all this that you're seeing here. We're going to be doing the same thing. So now let us start with our Photoshop tool panel, and we have that here. So we're going to be bringing it in here, and of course we're going to be removing the background. So you can click on select subject, or you can do it manually by selecting it step by step, but you can also select subject to select all at once. Then you right click and convert to smart object. Now we'll move this to this particular area. Make sure it's the same size. You can see it's a bit smaller, so I'm going to just reduce this a little bit, and here is okay. So now if you notice in the design, you see that the lower part of this is a bit blurry. Yes, I added a mask and I blurred the lower part of it, just like this, something little, so to blend with the background, just like you can see here. So now next thing we're going to do is to bring this lightning stuff here. So we'll go to our resources and bring in this. By the way, I'll be dropping the resources in case you didn't get the resources for the Pixel app tutorial for this same design. In case you didn't get the resources, I'll still be dropping these resources on my WhatsApp group. So do well by joining my WhatsApp group and get these resources. I really wish I could post on YouTube, but I'm not eligible for now, so you have to cope with me and try joining my WhatsApp group, sorry. So we're going to be bringing it here, but if you also notice, it has a little glow around the body. We'll be adding that later, but for now let's add all what we need for now. Now we're going to be duplicating this Photoshop tool panel, which is Ctrl J, and we'll be bringing it around here. Now we're going to free transform it to this side. Okay, so now we're going to move this a little bit here, and of course we're going to blur it more. Something like this is okay if it's not too much, but let's leave it like this for now. Now we're going to be duplicating this also, and we're going to right click and flip it horizontal, just something little here. You can see it's the same in the design. You can see this little lightning here, so that's why I duplicated it. Now we're just going to move this a bit here, and we're going to be adding Photoshop and After Effects logo alongside Adobe Illustrator. So we're going to be reducing this and bringing in others. Let's see which one comes first after Photoshop. We have Adobe Illustrator, so we'll bring Illustrator 2. So make sure that they are aligned. Make sure they are aligned together, and if it looks too small, try increasing it to match the same size. So now after this, we're just going to bring in our After Effects. We'll bring in our After Effects also and try resizing it to the same shape as the others. Remember not to make them too big. Make sure it's aligned together. This is okay. So now let's check what we need to do next. Now we just need to add our TGIF and our contact details. So let's move this a bit up, and we're going to select this. Hold your shift and select, then you press on Ctrl T so you can select all at once. Then you're just going to move this a little bit upwards, and I think this is okay. So now let's add our TGIF. Just like I said in the previous tutorial of this same design that I used Pixel, I used the backwild font. So in case you don't have the backwild font, you can download it from Envato, or you can get it from the resources I'm going to send in the group. So we're going to be writing TGIF with this font, and of course we're going to be increasing it a little bit bigger. So now after you've done this, we're going to check what and what I did to achieve this. So now we're going to be changing the gradient, but not now until we've added our drip effect. So the drip effect is just it came with the font, but it's a different font on its own. So this is it. It's called Backwild Swash Regular. So we're going to bring it down here, and we're going to be selecting each letter to choose the type of drip effect we want. So this letter was the letter P. To get this drip effect, you can click on the letter P, and if you want to get the reverse of this particular drip, you can click on O to get the reverse, and try fixing it where it looks good. Now we're going to be adding one more drip to the letter I, which we're going to still use the P, just that will make it smaller. And then for the last part, we're going to be adding the other shape. You just have to look for the letter, which is I think I. So this is the I. Just going to bring it down here. And last but not the least, we have the two stuff on top TGIF, which is the letter Q. So you can just add this somewhere here, and it makes more sense. So after you've done this, you just have to merge all this together. So you hold your shift key and select all, then right click and convert to smart object, and you can see it's no more editable now. It's now going to be all joined together. So now we can change our gradients. We're going to be using a light blue gradients, something like this or something like this. You can use anyone that goes well for you, but this goes well. This or this goes well. So I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for this, and let's increase this a little bit, and we'll click on OK. So if you notice, there's this line on this area of the TGIF, a green line. It's just additional stuff I added on my font. You can also add it if you want. It's just a circle, an eclipse shape that I added here, and I changed the gradients also to the same color. You see, you are seeing. Then I create clipping marks. So if you want it to show, you have to use a different gradient. So let's go look for a different gradient that can match. I think this will go, or this, but we have to make sure that the green is more than the blue. Then you click OK. So now we're going to convert this to smart objects. So once you convert, you're going to see that the green line is showing. You can increase it or you can reduce it, or if you don't like it, better off just switch it off if you don't like it. So maybe I'll leave it there. And the next thing we're going to add now is our glowing effect. But first, let's add our write-up. Let's finish our write-up. So we need a graphic designer. It's an Anton font I used, Anton regular, this font. So you can download this from Google Fonts, or you can get it in my WhatsApp group. So let's write up this. Need a graphic designer. So this will be under graphic designer. So we select everything and go to this panel. Then we increase this for the text to go down. Then you centralize it and then you click on italize. So it's going to like make it slanty. It's going to make it italic. So we're going to add a question mark to this. And next thing we're going to do is to add a little shadow. If you notice, you can see that there are some space under this font. So I added shadow. That's why it's looking like that. So you can also add some little shadow, but not make it much. Maybe this is okay though. And then you can add its weekend over here. We're going to be using the Montserrat font for this. And then add its weekend. You can just add it somewhere here. Here it's okay. And next thing to do now is to add our contact details. So choose our rectangle and increase this a little bit to draw your shape. But if you notice, you can see that this one has a more curved edge than this. So you just have to increase the radius so that you can achieve same shape like that. Now we have the same shape you can see here. So we're going to be changing this to gradient overlay. We're going to be using the same color I used for the TGIF. You can see you can just change the angle to any angle you want. This angle is okay. I think we should change the gradient. I think it's a different one. So we change this to maybe this one. This is okay. So now I'm just going to move these contact details also to mine. You can just add yours if you want. Just going to add this to mine. Like I said, all these resources you will get them in my WhatsApp group. So now last but not the least is our glow effect. So first let's add to these logos here. If you check very well, you'll see that the previous design, it has some little glow around the body. Yes, we're going to go to this FX panel and choose the outer glow, and make sure that each logos are selected before you go. So you choose the outer glow and you look for a color that is going to be similar to this After Effects, which is this color. You click on it, then you increase the spread a little bit and increase the size. Make sure to increase the opacity. So you can work with size 18 and spread maybe 3 or 4, something like that. Then you click on OK. You come to your Adobe Illustrator, you do the same. You use the same settings, just that you're going to be changing the color, because purple obviously doesn't run with Adobe Illustrator. So you can go with that. And then you choose for your Photoshop, and also choose the light blue. You can just use your color picker and pick it from the logo. Now last but not the least is to select the background, duplicate the background, and go to your filter panel and choose Gaussian blur under the blur section, and you click OK. So you move this all the way to the top, and we're going to be flipping it horizontal so that the blue area will come to this side. This light blue area, which is in the background, will come here. Then you go to your filter panel and choose the effect you think is good for this. So obviously you can see it was screen I used for this effect. So you can just look for a way and make it glow around this area. Then you click on your marks and you blur this area because it's too much. So you can blur out this area and make it only this area that is shining. Now the last thing to do is to add some glow to our lightning also. So you can use light blue, just same as Photoshop. You can use it and maybe increase the opacity more, and that is how I achieved this design. You can see it's the same with this. When you switch this on, it's the same, just that this is even brighter. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.